Welcome back to the channel here at Trade G. My name is Sammy. Today we are going to take a look at NEXT, SOUN, and BITF. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a while since I've put up my camera, but I think this one was well deserved. So please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and join the Discord. Let's do BITF first. Boy, oh boy, do I have some great news on BITF. So far, if you guys noticed the daily, obviously we have been in a massive downtrend, like massive, okay? But it's showing signs of reversal. Why? Well, let's get straight into it. The 10 daily EMA, which is my white line, if you notice candle structures, every time we hit the 10 white line, 10 daily EMA, it has been a clean rejection for multiple weeks, and then the 5 EMA as well. Okay, what happened after November 24th of 2025? Okay, price found a bounce, and a massive bounce off of this 100 SMA. Okay, 100 SMA. We found the bounce, and then we broke above the 5 daily EMA, which is my orange line. But the beautiful thing is that we had another rally. We haven't seen this kind of rally in a long time, okay? And thus we're seeing it again, a clean, what might be a potential reversal, okay? Only for the shortcoming, because this is just basically off of movement, off of regular flow. There's no catalyst movement. There's no catalyst as of late, as far as I can see. I don't see no news. Yeah, there's no news yet. So this is just a nice momentum swing trade. You get in and you get out. If you want to hold, that's fine. But right now, this is just a momentum swing trade. So with that being said, look how we broke above the 5 and 10 daily EMA, which is super bullish. We did kind of react to that 20 EMA daily. But one thing I do want you to know is that now we're above the 236 micro Fibonacci placement here from the high, to the low. This is the 236, then the 382, so on and so forth. But what I love the most is that we're now sitting above, candles sitting above the 236. I would confirm a new local low when we have full body candles closing above the 236 micro Fibonacci. Okay, going in Friday or Monday, if we close above, full body candles above the 236, that will essentially make a new local low. And then the more candles we sit above the micro 236, we have a statistical probability of reaching the 382, which is 80%. Okay, 80%. The longer we stay above this range, the closer we are to getting to the 382, and that magic number is 80%. So this is looking good for BITF. A lot of positive things are building. I even see the RSI coming into that center line, which is everything. You break above the center line, essentially the trend is now bullish, okay? Essentially the trend is now bullish. And then the MACD almost crossing the signal line, you are seeing you are seeing momentum to the buyer side, where we're pushing through, because if you notice the histogram is getting lighter on the sell side. I can talk about the positive DI as well, but the one thing I do love to see is the MACD histogram getting weaker and weaker, meaning sellers exhausted and buyers stepping in. Once we cross that MACD line, the crossover, oh boy, that's going to get very interesting. I do want to say that once it does cross over, I'm not looking for this to continue. I'm not looking for this thing to continue to have a massive run. If it does, cool, but I'm only looking to see a nice little swing trade up to the 382, $3.45, okay? And then I think in what I assume, if there's no catalyst, would be another area of rejection. Because if you look here, the reason why I say that is, if you look here, what happens when we broke below the 382? We tried multiple times. We failed it. And then once we failed it, look at this candle here. We puked. We completely puked. So from a risk reward, once we hit the $3.45, I'm out. Okay, I'm out. Not financial advice. So moving on to SOUN, another one that's been in a massive downward trend. But one thing I do want to know is that we hit a key indicator. Okay, that indicator is a 200 SMA. Okay, 200 SMA. So with that being said, once we hit the 200 SMA, look what happened with price. Okay, you see what happened here? We had the 10 daily EMA, and then we hit the 200 SMA, and that has been a very clean area of rejection. This is a rejection. Some sort of catalyst happened here. Rejection and rejection. But one thing you do want to know is that you are seeing a new higher low. Okay, higher low, higher low. If price were to continue downward, or we were to reject this 200 SMA, well, the other area of support would roughly be around 1150, 1155, another higher low. Okay, so price is finding a hard time breaking above roughly 1224 and also adding confluence at 200 SMA. Once we break above that 200 SMA added with the 10 daily EMA, SOUN can make some, SOUN looks like it wants to make a reversal, but this takes time. It's struggling here. Okay, but one good thing is that we found the base. Okay, we're not falling off a cliff. We're not continuing down. So at least we found the base. Another one that if you see the MACD, look at this. The selling pressure is weakening, and we are almost hitting that MACD cross. Now the RSI looks like it wants to pivot down to the downside, and if it did, well, then that would also add confluence that it would hit that support line. And I want you guys to notice. I want you guys to know something. If it does come down, hits the support line at the 236, $11.50 on the micro. Okay, then essentially what you have created is bullish divergence deep in the bear zone. Okay, and essentially once you create divergences deep in the bear zone, okay, once you found it in the bear zone, excuse me, once you hit the bullish divergence inside the bear zone, then essentially you would have something called an RSI failure swing. Okay, where you have a divergences, okay, divergence deep in the bear zone, and then the swing upside will be much more volatile, up or down, but in this case will be up. Okay, so once we get back into the bear zone, we create some sort of divergences, then the confirmation of these RSI fail swing is breaking above the key pivot line right here and then cross. Boom. Okay, so this is the pivot line. We rejected it, we create divergences, come back up, and then boom, that's how it play. And then I would say, hey, the reversals in. Okay, one of my favorite things to play off of are RSI failure swings, up or down. You can actually create RSI failure swings on the bull side and also on the bear side. But when you're on the bear side, if you're calls and shares only, that's going to be a massive play, okay? That MACD also adding confluence if we were to come back down, cross that signal line. Everything about SOUN looks juicy, okay? Just patience. We found the bottom. We found the base. We are making higher lows. And if we were to come down, cool, make divergences deep in the bear zone and then break that confirmation line, okay? So last but not least, next. This one's gonna be fairly easy, guys. I did speak on this on my stream. I think it's time to talk about it because it's almost, I believe it's almost time that this thing wants to continue downward. And the reason why I say that is because I drew this parallel channel, and one thing to note, once you create a channel, it is hitting key resistance area. And what I mean by that is this resistance line here, here, and if we do reject it a third time, then I would argue that we're gonna hit this harmonic completion exactly in this green box. And if you guys don't recall, why am I speaking about this? Well, look what happened. History. Every time we hit this green box, folks, let me amplify this. Okay, let me amplify this. Every time we hit this green box, we make massive gains to the upside. This is on the weekly time frame, folks. 112% green box. 112% green box. We sold off, and then we found the price. We found price action hit the green box, and thus we made another massive 122%. Again, sell off. Weeks later, months later, 103%. Once we hit this green box, 103. I mean, I can keep going. I can keep going. Another one. Months later, hit the green box, 127%. So, what do you see happening in the next couple of weeks moving forward? That's right. Eventually, we're going to get to this green box. If we continue down this downward momentum, it takes time because it took time here, took time here, took time here, took time. So, if we hit this green box, it's going to complete this harmonic completion. And at the same time, we're going to sit and wait on our hands and find the absolute knife on this and make massive gains. Not financial advice. But this ticker, based on prior history, loves hitting the green box and then making yearly salary money in 3-4 months time, okay? I'm talking, it's crazy the amount of potential this thing has to the upside every time it hits that box. So I'm keeping an eye on this ticker. I spoke on this many weeks ago. It's almost near at the completion point. So keep this one on your radar. NEXT, we will catch this knife if it continues downward. But boy, oh boy, I'm going to love this play. 100%. I'm going to love this play. Okay, what I don't like so far on it is because what I don't like thus far is that we are now hitting a key RSI level where it has been a previous bounce. Okay, I don't like that. I really want to see this over. I really want to see this sell off because we're the distance between the RSI and price action, okay, is that I would like to see the RSI go deeper, like essentially do this, right? Just go a little bit deeper. Then we can argue that that aligns with the box, price action hitting the box, okay? But what are we seeing here is that price action or the RSI has been a key pivotal bounce area. Okay, key pivotal bounce area. So I'm gonna keep an eye on NEXT. If we have some sort of, bearish catalyst in the near future, NEXT will be 100% buy for me. Pretty much allocating all my assets into this company. No idea what they do. Really don't care. I trade the charts, but it's interesting to see where we are with this company and the price action. So thank you so much for tuning in, folks. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and join the Discord. Thank you.